Thank you so much, and welcome to Brooklyn Borough Hall, a place where we all gather and meet to enjoy the energy of the Borough of Brooklyn, both the Deputy Borough President and I and the entire Brooklyn team. We believe that this location is part of the energy and spirit of what Brooklyn has to offer as a diverse borough. Everyone knows my concept is One Brooklyn. Brooklyn residents, 47% of the residents of the borough of Brooklyn speaks a language other than English at home. It's a great opportunity when we gather to acknowledge the various residents of the borough. In any particular time, we are celebrating various ethnic heritage, various groups, and today is one of our greatest moments that we are celebrating our Women History Month. So let's give our honorees a hand. I enjoy this celebration so much. I talk about when growing up as a child in South Jamaica, Queens, I used to attend this small church. We used to call it the Cheers Church. Everyone knew your name, and everyone was glad you came. And we would have two services, one during the day, and then you would break and go home and eat, and then come back at night. Oftentimes, that part of going home to eat was not a reality. Mother was raising 6 children, and many Sundays we did not have the opportunity to enjoy a meal. And I recall one Sunday, and it will always stay with me, one Sunday after the evening service, a car caravan of women pulled up to our house. And they exited the house, their cars, with boxes of groceries and carried them into our home. And we were so excited, my brothers and sisters and I, that we were going to have a meal, have breakfast in the morning. And that night, about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I went downstairs to look at the boxes, and they were all open. Half a box of cornflakes, half a box of spaghettis. The women did not have the means to buy us groceries. They gave us half of what they had. They went into their own cupboards and divided up what they had in their homes to make sure that we were able to have enough to carry us over another week. That is my relationship with the women of this city. The women of this city have often, in a very dignified manner, realize how important they are to us. And everyone knows that I am a self-admitted mother's boy. And any time that I can acknowledge her presence and her existence, I do so. And you are part of the extension of our family. And I'm excited today. I reached out to my dear friend, Rikki Klieman, and asked her to come and be our keynote speaker. People often think about her husband, Commissioner Bill Bratton, as the architect around the public safety. But it's not only the person who comes up with the ideas, it's not the individuals who are part of the patrol force, but it's also the person who you share a pillow with. That's the real conversation. When you feel broken and unsure, when you're trying to make the right decisions, when everything doesn't seem to go right, and you have a sharp mind at home to help you navigate the challenges and complexities of public safety, what their team did in California and in New York and continue to do is saving the lives of many. But Rikki is a notable on her own. For years, I used to watch her on court TV, and as she continued her career of analyzing complicated cases, we met during the Amadou Diallo case, and she showed an unprecedented level of compassion, understanding, and commitment to properly reporting the information that people could understand it and appreciate it. Our friendship has extended so many years, and I'm happy that she had the opportunity to come out and spend a moment with us as a woman who is a pioneer on her own right. And so, the person who I often like to say, the real person in charge of our public safety, Rikki Klieman.
I would slay dragons for Eric Adams. He was, as he said, a guest of mine as a commentator when I was doing the Amadou Diallo case at Court TV, and I have called upon him many times during my 20 years in television for his wisdom, and he always exhibits that. And Eric knows that whatever he decides to do in his future in the city of New York, I am behind him 100%. Let me talk to you about women and the place that women have in the world. When I decided to become a lawyer, and a trial lawyer at that, first a young prosecutor and then a criminal defense lawyer. By the way, I'm always known as a criminal defense lawyer, and you can only imagine some of those pillow conversations in our apartment. But the truth of the matter is this: when I first came into the profession, there were virtually none of me. And I do mean virtually none. You could count us on one hand. And for those of us who were successful, we had to be fierce. We had to be fearless. We had to be better than best. And it was a mighty burden that was foisted upon us by the temper of the times. Many of the women who are being honored here tonight are women who are pioneers in their field, and they have been recognized as such. I am proud of the recognitions that have come to me along the way in my life, but I will tell you that you never get there by yourself. Never, ever. You have role models. You have mentors. They're different people. You also have people around you that you may not even think about in that way, but they have been the most profound influences in your lives as women. When I wrote this book, this copy is for Eric. Do you recognize young Bill and young Rikki there? This book came out in hardbound in 2003. This is the paperback of 2004. And it's called Fairy Tales Can Come True. The subtitle is How a Driven Woman Changed Her Destiny. It was an LA Times bestseller. It had a good run. And if the spirit moves you, you can probably get it for about that much money on Kindle. It is still on Kindle. But the point was that when you're writing a book, you really need to have something to say. And you need to have something to say to a particular audience. And my message was, I wanted this to be a book of inspiration to women. And so you know how authors put a little phrase in the front of their books, and that they have it to say what is going to follow. And I took something from the philosopher Emile Zola, who says, if you asked me what I came into this life to do, I will tell you, I came to live out loud. And that is how I lived. And that is how I will continue to live until the day I drop. Because you only pass this way once, we believe, before you go to meet your maker. So why wouldn't you make this the best life that you could make it? And one of the women who I have read for many, many years, who was an inspiration to me, and I know to many of you in this group, and who is quoted in my book all the way back to 2003, is Maya Angelou. And Maya Angelou has one of many great comments about women. And what she says is this: being a woman is hard work, not without joy and even ecstasy, but still relentless, unending work. Women should be tough, tender, laugh as much as possible, and live long lives. The struggle for equality continues unabated, and only a warrior who is armed with wit and courage will be amongst the first to celebrate victory. Well, I hope that the women of my generation, who really had to be fierce and fearless, have given many people who are in this room, and your children, and your children's children, the ability to go forth with energy and courage, but perhaps not having to be so fierce because the path has already been blazed for you. A role model, just like Eric talks about his mother, you always go back to the moms. I was an only child very late in life. My parents had been married 18 years and had no children, and I was the surprise package. Once, of course, you know what happens is that your parents decide to go through adoption proceedings, and guess what? She got pregnant. And I was told, as a very young girl, at a time when girls really only had very few occupations open to them, and none of them in the quote-unquote professions. I was told by my parents that I could do anything, that I could become president of the United States if I chose. That was heresy in the days in which I grew up. But what it did, when my parents called me Miss Remarkable, the greatest curse and the greatest virtue of my life, I knew that I had the possibility to be remarkable in life by making a contribution of service. And I also knew that if you're told you are remarkable, that you are doomed to failure over and over and over again. And what I learned from that is this: you may never fail, you may just create new opportunities. That you could move forward in one direction with an ultimate goal that you want so much you can taste it, and then you don't quite get it, and so you have to go in that direction, and guess what? It just might be better. So the first is not a failure. The first is simply a look at a new opportunity. My mother used to come to my bed when I was but a girl, and at nighttime she would say, "Rikki, what are you thankful for today?" And I had to have an answer every day. And it couldn't be the same answer. I couldn't say, "Mom, I'm thankful for you." I had to really have an answer. And what that exercise gave me, and this is my gift to you today, is that to this day, not at the end of the day, but I begin every day of my life just the same way I brush my teeth. I go to the mirror. I have a bottle of water in the bathroom. I take a sip of that water, and I look in the mirror, and I say, what am I thankful for today? So I begin my day in gratitude. And if you live a life where you begin your day in gratitude, you know what you look for throughout your whole day? What will you be grateful for? It changes the course of your life. The only thing that separates us from animals, has been said to me by a teacher, is the power of language. So how you language your day is the creation of your day. And if you say, I have a day filled with challenges, challenges there will be. And if you say, I have a day filled with problems Problems there will be. So why not have a wonderful day full of challenges every day? When you get to a certain stage of life that some of you have reached as I look around the room, and that one day others of you will reach, that when you have accomplished your goals that you have set out to do, and that you have become a success in whatever that is, in an occupation, in service to a child, in service to the elderly, in perhaps being a good mother, a good grandmother, a good granddaughter or daughter, that at some point in your life, that the most important thing you can do with your language is take that shift as a woman of power, every one of you, and the gentlemen in the room as well, as men of power, if you access the power within you, that it no longer is about success, but it is about significance, your life will dramatically change. No one is going to remember you when you go because of the hours that you worked. No one is going to remember you because of the money that you made, but they will remember you for the service that you gave and for the contributions that you made, however large or small. Teach a child, teach an adult how to read. Do something each day that makes you give service to humanity, and you will lead a life of significance. And when I think of what women have had to go through to get to their positions of success, that these successful women, and I'll bet you all the honorees will fall into this category, that they will understand that it's not the success, but it's the shift to significance that will make the difference. Because you have a responsibility for all of the women who follow, to help them achieve what you were able to achieve. And that life in the end is a life that is filled with miracles. Why? Because you have faith, you look up, you have a communication. That communication makes you feel better about what you do in this journey on earth. And that is part of your journey, that you have a job to do good for others and to inspire. And on that thought, the words that I'm going to leave you with are the words that I truly believe in about how I live my life as a woman and how I celebrate with you women's accomplishments in this month of women's history. And that is that anything that you vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe, and enthusiastically act upon must inevitably come to pass. There is no way that someone my age should still be able to have a career being a legal analyst on CBS News with Charlie Rose unless I believed those words. I wish you a wonderful celebration, and I wish you those long lives filled with joy and even ecstasy while you do that unending work, that work of being a woman. Oh, what fun, we're switching gifts.
A nice gift from one of our vendors. We have some beautiful women-owned businesses downstairs, and you know, when you just want to relax, and I need to get one of these candles because everybody knows I like doing hot baths and candles.
Me
so,
too.
So we just want to give you this and say how much we appreciate and love you.
Oh, and I love you all back, especially you. This is great. This is actually the best gift I have ever gotten giving a speech, and I'm not joking. This is like the best. No one ever tells women to relax.
Those products are all made in Brooklyn, New York, so we know they're really good.
Do you need this?
We have a citation for you as well. Whereas on behalf of all Brooklynites, I salute and commend Rikki Klieman, a highly esteemed member of the community, as she is duly honored here today for her selfless efforts in the borough and beyond. I applaud her for being an exceptional TV anchor, legal analyst, attorney, and author who currently lectures to various businesses, my glasses I need, for charities, groups, and schools, while remaining counsel to the law firm of Klieman and Lyons. And I thank her for all that she has done to help our communities move forward as one Brooklyn.
Okay, so now we're going to get to the part of our program where we bring up the 16 honorees we have from all over Brooklyn. We almost have every neighborhood represented. Each of the citations is the same, but I'll read the top part, and then we'll just ask each person to come up and please take a photo. The first one, I'll read the first citation, and then all the rest are the same. Whereas women are among the primary characters in Brooklyn's story of success, without whose labor, intelligence, creativity, and heart, our borough would be paler, less brilliant version of what it is. So it is fitting that we recognize and take note of the tremendous contributions of women to our borough and beyond, particularly during the National Celebration of Women's History Month. And whereas Brooklyn is home to some of the world's most extraordinary individuals of every persuasion and every walk of life, whose influence is felt by all with whom they come into contact, it is therefore fitting that we recognize those whose devotion to family, friends, and their fellow Brooklynites has been demonstrated throughout a lifetime of service and accomplishment. So we'll be giving out 16 citations. As we do, their pictures will flash across, and the first goes to Gertrude Approbato. I don't know if she's here. Oh, she has to leave? Yeah. Okay, she's not there. All right. What we'd like to do, I understand that Rikki has to leave. Can we get one picture with all the honorees here with the BP and Rikki and our Deputy Borough President, Reyna? We'll just take one group photo before. Whew. Maybe, where's Catherine? Next, we have Jenya Cherny. There's Jenya. There she is. Jenya is the program director at the Shalom Senior Center. Jenya immigrated to America in 1991, and she was determined to learn English. She quickly gained employment and has dedicated 15 years to enhancing activities in the lives of our seniors. Hailing from Moscow, Yenya is now from Crown Heights. Next, we have Pamela Esposito Amory. Pamela is the CEO and co-founder of TEAL, which is Tell Every Amazing Lady. And Pamela's amazing lady. She has dedicated her time to promoting awareness of the signs and symptoms of ovarian cancer. And her local organization here in Brooklyn has grown to 6 locations throughout the United States. And Pamela hails from Marine Park Flatlands. Joylyn Hodge. Oh, there she is. Our next honoree is Joylyn Hodge, who's the service coordinator from the BHAB Housing Development. She's committed 10 years to working with seniors and at the Richard B. Martin Senior Housing Development, working with our seniors on their health, keeping their minds, bodies, and souls active and sharp. She's given service to her community, and she is from Bedford-Stuyvesant. Our next honoree is Ala Kachan. Yes, she's on. A debt and credit attorney. Ala's practice focuses on preserving homes and businesses and helping her clients to become debt-free. She's known for her free-of-charge lectures for local residents and business owners. She's immigrated here from the Ukraine, but Ala lives in Manhattan Beach. And next we have the Reverend Ann Cansfield. Reverend Ann is the first FDNY female chaplain, the first female chaplain of the fire department of the city of New York. She is also the pastor of Greenpoint Reformed Church, and she is committed to counseling our firefighters and their families and those hurt in the line of duty, providing comfort and prayer. And she's from Canarsie. Greenpoint? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This is. Is Nadia Lopez here? I didn't see her. Don't see. Well, okay, we'll skip to the next one. Roma Lopez. Roma Lopez is the proprietor and owner of the Lopez Beauty Salons. There are 2, one in Crown Heights and one in Canarsie. She currently employs 18 stylists, and she gives her time to her community by doing hair and nails and makeup for free for the seniors in the Canarsie Assisted Living Center. Roma hails from the Dominican Republic, and she also has a citation here from Senator John Sampson. So Senator Sampson sent that for you as well. Our next honoree is Sabrina Mala. Sabrina is the associate principal at the Megan David Yeshiva High School. She's been PTA president, the chief operating officer, the director of student activities. She's a recipient of the Golden Key Honor Society for Distinguished Women of the Year Award. She created a senior internship program which aids students with their writing. And Sabrina is from Bensonhurst. Next, we have Kristen Pettit. There she is. Kristen is the head of Moms Demand Action and Bay Ridge Cares. They lobby lawmakers for sensible gun legislation. They participate in the Go Gold campaign for pediatric cancer, And Kristen is a founding member of the Bay Ridge Cares, a group that was created after Hurricane Sandy to aid neighbors in need. And she hails from Diker Heights. This group has a table downstairs at the Expo as well, so you can learn more about Moms Demand Action. It's good to hear little voices here at Borough Hall. Our next honoree is Felicia Scott. All right, Felicia brought her own cheering section. There she is. Come on, Felicia, come on up. Felicia is a cancer survivor and is an employee of AHRC. And we have a terrific relationship here at Borough Hall with AHRC. They're doing some work with us. She's overcome several obstacles and has obtained full-time employment through AHRC. Felicia also creates and crochets beautiful hats, scarves, and bags for her friends and neighbors. She's known for giving back, and she feels that she gives back for all that's happened to her. So thank you, Felicia, and Felicia's from Bed-Stuy. Now, I'm going to bring up our next two honorees together, Pearl Wolf and Dahlia Schusterman. Now, Pearl and Dahlia are the drummer and the vocalist for a Hasidic rock group, the Bulletproof Stockings. Now, I will tell you, Dahlia is the drummer, and she left home as a teenager looking to explore the secular world, and then she rediscovered her Orthodox spiritual roots. But she considers herself an alternative rocker and is with a Hasidic music flavor. So she's the mother of 4 young sons, and I see them here today, and she's a great role model to young women and women of all ethnic backgrounds. Pearl is the vocalist and began writing music and found fellow musicians who shared the same passion. So the band upholds the rules of Orthodox Judaism because they can perform for women only. But although this is challenging at times, they will not bend the rules to fit outside the world. So thank you very much. The Bulletproof Stockings hail from Crown Heights. Our next honoree is Sarah Steinweiss. Woo! Sarah is the Director of Operations and Special Events at Il Centro, which is the Italian-American Federation's operation in Bensonhurst. We welcome you, Sarah. We thank you. She's also a former teacher at New Utrecht High School for 13 years. Okay. And Sarah's from Bensonhurst. Well. Our final honoree is Teresa Younger, CEO and President of the MS Foundation for Women. She's not here this evening, but the MS Foundation has sent someone to accept on her behalf, and it's Rosina Barba, Vice President of Finance and Administration. This group is devoted to promoting and defending women's laws and policies that protect.
Greetings to everyone this evening. Congratulations to our beautiful women, so intelligent, trailblazers, and as Rikki has said, you own your destiny and you make that happen. And you are the individuals that have certainly put yourself at the center of the universe, as our borough president has always said, in Brooklyn. And when you do so, you not only uplift yourself, you uplift all women, their families, your families, and a whole borough with you. It is why we celebrate women nationally, because a woman never leaves anyone behind. A woman will always carry the burden of her household, her work, her mission, her God, her maker. It is important that we all understand we come from women for a reason. And we are carried by a woman for a reason. And we will lay to rest, calling out to our mothers. It is for a reason. And I thank every woman in this room and outside of this building who has contributed to this great borough. Our Borough President Eric Adams has always said, we have to connect with people so that we can empower our borough. You do that connection every day. That is why you are our honorees today, impacting families, neighborhood by neighborhood. And it is why we cannot do this work alone. Rikki had just mentioned, she did not arrive alone. It takes partnership. And without you all, we can never achieve what goals we want to see this borough reach. That is why right now I'd like to ask Jennifer Smith, our partner, Community Development Officer at Investors Bank, to come up to the podium to greet you all.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank Eric Adams and Laurie Cumbo for inviting us to join you here today to salute today's honorees. My colleagues at Investors Bank and I are proud to be here to celebrate Women's History Month and to shine a spotlight on women. My role model, since we're talking about role models today, my mother came to the US in the 1960s from Hong Kong to pursue a career in forensic chemistry. And she has always encouraged my sister and me to pursue our dreams. So it's a huge pleasure for me to be here today among women who are giving back to our great borough. At Investors Bank, we are committed to the 4 C's of our corporate mission: character, commitment, cooperation, and community. So it's especially impactful for us to be here to salute women who are giving back to our community and who are enriching the great borough of Brooklyn. Thank you so much to all of you for having us here today, and congratulations to tonight's honorees.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank many of our partners, one of them as Investors Bank, but we had others such as Susie Schwartz, the jazz musician, Comfort Foods caterer, Project Renewal, Tani Chambers, Pearls for Her. These are a few of our partners that every day make Borough Hall the possibilities of making sure that every day we connect to humanity, making sure that we're making this borough the very best borough it can be. I am Diana Reyna, your Deputy Borough President, working alongside Eric L. Adams, your Borough President, and we hope you've had an enjoyable, pleasant, and blessed evening this night. And remember to honor a woman in your life, or the many women in your life who have contributed to you. And at this moment, I'd like to pay special tribute to every staff member who put this event together under the auspices leadership of our great Laurie Lewis, who, as you can see, her love and dedication has just taken the wind out of her. But it is individuals like her and so many others you don't see in the forefront that make Borough Hall shine the way it does, the way it did tonight. And we just wanted to tell her how much we are grateful, and to all of the staff that put in the long hours. It is public service at its best. Thank you all, and have a blessed night.
Just one quick announcement before you go downstairs. We want to let our seniors go down first. And also, we have started an initiative here at Borough Hall called 10,000 Concerned Brooklynites. What I have acknowledged over the first year here is that throughout the entire borough, community by community, we have very dedicated and committed people, but we are not connecting with each other. We often walk past each other. We see each other in the supermarket, in church, on a train. I want us to start connecting with each other. So this initiative is a simple link that we send out. When you fill out the link, it comes back to a database based on the areas where you have passion. If your passion is around education, around domestic violence, around senior issues, we are going to group your passion with other people in the borough who share your passion so you can know of each other. Oftentimes, you have someone on your block who is as passionate as you are on a particular subject, but no one is connecting each other together. We want that to stop. There are enough bad people organizing that good people have to start organizing. So Obama is the commander-in-chief, I'm the connector-in-chief. And so we're going to have the link available to you. If you were email Ask Eric, our Borough Hall's email, we will send the link to you. And we're asking you to send it out to people you know who would like to be part of this movement of those who are concerned. Block by block, people are making a difference. We want to bring that power together so we can make a difference together. It doesn't matter what language we speak, what neighborhood we live in. Doesn't matter if the house of worship is a synagogue, a Baptist church, or Buddhist temple. We all are living in Brooklyn together. Our theme is clear, One Brooklyn, and that is what we want everyone to be a part of. You can sign up on the website. Okay, you can also sign up on the website, brooklyn-usa.org, brooklyn-usa.org. Again, thank you. We want to let our seniors go down there who must use the elevator. Everyone else who's using the steps, feel free. Thank you very much.
We welcome everyone to the reception downstairs. Please help our seniors as you walk out of this room.
Eric, good to see you. Always.
Is somebody looking for a program? You want a program?
You can take great to see.
Absolutely. Very much so.
Like this used to get new sneakers. That was the first thing I did.
I appreciate that very much, and we couldn't do it without you, so it's funny.